Hello, boys and girls. Guess what time it is? It's story time. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another story time with Ms Marcia. Let's sing together. It's story time, it's story time. You haven't got to pay a dime. If you want to have some fun, get a comfy seat and sit right down. Now listen very carefully, for you can learn as much as me. Make believe in what you hear. These stories I shall read to you. La 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 la. La 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 la. Today is Rip Van Winkle. It's a read aloud classic, and it was retold by Phoebe, Franklyn, and illustrated by Chris Rallis. Rip Van Winkle. All right. So, long ago, there was a small village in the heart of the beautiful Catskill Mountains. In that village lived a good-natured fellow by the name of Rip Van Winkle. Rip loved to talk and tell tales. Come rain or shine, Rip could be found on his favorite bench surrounded by eager listeners. The villagers may have enjoyed Rip Van Winkle's stories, but his wife, Dame Van Winkle, did not. You see, Rip had a daughter and a son who was also named Rip. They lived in a tiny rundown house, and Rip refused to help with any of the work. He may have been good-natured, but he was very, very lazy. Rip's wife had grown tired of his lazy ways. I can't expect to take care of this family all by myself. You are a healthy young man. It's time for you to stop living in a fantasy world and start helping out around here, his wife said. One day, to avoid his wife's complaint, Rip decided to take a long walk in the mountains with his dog Wolf. As soon as they were far enough away from the village, Rip found a place to rest. Then suddenly, there was a loud sound. Sounds like thunder, Wolf, Rip said. We'll have to head back. As if in response to his comment, he heard a voice calling, Rip Van Winkle! Rip Van Winkle! When Rip turned around, he saw an odd little man dressed in a style of clothes that he hadn't seen being worn for many years. That's the man right there. Will you help me carry this sack? Asked the man. Rip was surprised by the little man and his request that he forgot to be lazy. I will, said Rip, and he grabbed the sack. Rip and his strange companion arrived at a clearing in the woods where they were greeted by many other small people, each dressed as oddly as the first. They were bowling in the grass. When the ball struck the pin, it made the loudest noise Rip had ever heard, as loud as thunder. We're thirsty, the players called out. They opened the sack Rip had been carrying and poured a strange drink into their cups. Then they offered some to Rip. I'd love a drink, he said. I'm exhausted from all the hard work carrying the sack. Almost as soon as he finished drinking, Rip began to feel very sleepy. He lay down under the tree. He could barely keep his eyes open. He yawned and drifted off. Within minutes, he was dreaming and snoring. When Rip awoke, he didn't quite seem like himself. There was no sign of a party from the night before. There was no sign of Wolf the dog. Rip got up to look for him. Very strange, thought Wolf. My legs feel so weak. My back is so stiff. When he got back to the village, nothing looked familiar. Buildings stood where they had once been, only trees and grass. More peculiar still, all the people were strangers. He rushed to his house to see his family, but it appeared as if it was deserted. He scratched his chin in confusion, and he noticed he had a long white beard. Rip ran back into the street in a panic. I am Rip Van Winkle! Has anyone here heard of me? He cried. You are not Rip Van Winkle. There is Rip Van Winkle over there. She pointed to the young man. Who do you think the young man was? Yes, his son. Rip recognized his own son. He was no longer a child. My son, I am your father. How can that be? Said the young man. My father left us 20 years ago. And that is how Rip Van Winkle learned he had been asleep for 20 years. Soon, Rip was living happily with his son and daughter and a brood of grandchildren. He also took his place once more at his old bench and returned to telling fantastic tales. Of course, now Rip Van Winkle's favorite tale was about his long walk in the mountains. He was especially fond of telling it anytime there was a rumble of thunder coming from the direction of the magical Catskills Mountains. The end. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that notification bell so that you won't miss another one. Like, share, write a comment. It'll be lovely to hear from you. And have a great day. So take care now. Bye.